am Visane Delek of Venturi. I ask you quit this battle before it begins. There has been enough bloodshed. We do what we do to save our homeworld, Captain. Surely, you do no less for yours. I'm sorry it's come to this. Visane out. I'm sorry it's come to this. Visane out.
Well, I guess there's nothing more for us to do here. Let's head back.
We can't do it, Captain. We can't initiate a warp field.
Captain, the disabled Venturi have just self-destructed.
Captain, Roma is hailing us.
On screen, McGee. Perfectly, Captain Trava. Captain's log, stardate 3410.7. After a fruitless search of the Alphax system, we have proceeded under communication silence to the Devon system, which has been the site of several Venturi pirate attacks. We are starting our sweep at Devon 7. Open a channel, McGee. We will proceed on an intercept course, assuming that the pirate attempts to escape away from the sun. Mr. Gorn, I think we'll be needed with the Roma. Come out of warp next to the flagship. You know the danger involved by getting into a fight. Mr. Gorn, lay in a course back to Starbase. I'm sure it will. Mr. Sturck, please keep an eye open for the Roma and calculate how we can best use her firepower, if we still need it, when she gets here. Very well, Captain Shavar. Lower your shields and we'll take you in tow. Do you need the aid of our medical or damage control team? I don't think so, Shavar. I'm not going to be satisfied until I see your ship scattered all over this system. Stay where you are, and we'll let Captain Trava of the Roma take your surrender. You're right, Sturck. We'll take Shavar's surrender. It's just a game. Let's blow him away. The Venturi wants to surrender, and we're waiting for you to return to take the surrender. McGee, please inform the captain of the Retribution that we are ready to assist him in any way he needs. Mr. Gorn, please arrange for a medical team, a repair team, and a security team to beam over to the Retribution. We have captured the Venturi cruiser Retribution, sir. We are currently sending over medical and damage control parties. I guess Captain Trava has everything figured out. We'll keep an eye on the prisoner and wait for the Roma. Very well, McGee. Thank you, McGee. I'll take it on screen. Yes, sir. Mr. Gorn, please get the Mother's Pride crew over here as fast as you can. No way, we're chasing the pirate too. It would be better to tow the Mother's Pride to the planet after we transport the crew. Let's see if we can stop this blow-up. Mr. Brady, is there any way to shut down the warp core overload? Quiet, McGee. What do you have in mind, Robin? You may be right, Sturck. Belay the tow order, Mr. Gorn. Just get the survivors over here as soon as possible. I think we'll just take that chance, Mr. Sturck. Prepare to put the Pride in tow, Mr. Gorn. Good point, Mr. Sturck. Mr. Brady, can you think of some way to stop that overload sequence? Very good, Mr. Gorn. Jana, bring us in close to the Pride and prepare to tractor it. Damage report, Mr. Sturck. Start repair crews working, Mr. Brady. And Mr. Sturck, I'll be sure to pay more attention to your recommendations in the future. Very well, Mr. Brady. McGee, raise the captain of the Mother's Pride. We are starting to beam your crew over now, Captain. However, we think we can save your ship. Can your engineer start a dilithium flush before we evacuate him? Good. Mr. Gorn, keep beaming over crew members. Mr. Brady, let's hope this works. Well done, Mr. Brady. Can the Deltans reclaim the ship? Thanks mostly to my engineer, sir. Did the Roma have good hunting? Can the Roma still operate, sir? Captain's log, supplemental. We have surveyed the Fraconi system and found no trace of the Venturi pirates. While crossing the gap, the Roma called for us to drop out of warp. Is there anything we can do, Captain? McGee, get me Trava! Are they still alive? We'll have to tow you back to Starbase. We'll notify Starfleet and continue the patrol. We'll stay here with you until Starfleet shows up. Can your ship accept a tractor tow? Then Mr. Gorn will establish a tractor beam tow and we will proceed to Starbase. Very well, sir. Thank you, sir. Of course, Captain Trava. I don't think so, Captain Trava. If we run into pirates, we'll be sitting ducks. Get yourself back to Starbase. You're right, Jana. McGee, tell Captain Trava that we'll take her in tow now. When I need advice on regulations from helmsmen, I'll ask for it. What the blazes was that? Brady? Sturck? Can you fix them, Mr. Brady? Perhaps, Mr. Gorn, but there isn't much we can do about it now. Hail them, McGee. This is Captain David Forrester of the Federation Starship Agincourt. Your actions are against the conventions of the United Federation of Planets. We are on an errand of mercy. Our companion ship is damaged and we must get her to her starbase as soon as possible. Very well. Captain Trava, please prepare your crew to be transported to the Agincourt. Be sure to destroy or bring with you all the technical information on the ship. I don't think so, Sfernia. The Federation doesn't pay toll to pirates. Now that the Roma's crew is aboard, Quarren, you can destroy the Roma. When the entire crew of the Roma is aboard, set a course for home as soon as Mr. Brady has the crystals realigned. Thank you, Captain Trava, but I don't want you to risk your ship on such a slim chance. Wait until we lead them right into the spread. Don't take any shots that aren't perfect. Not as sorry as I would have been if I'd let you have that ship, Sfernia. They must suspect the Roma can still bite. We'll have to make them forget that fact. Thank you, Mr. Brady. Get us out of here, Mr. Quarren. Thank you, Mr. Brady, but I'm having too much fun. We'll stay and finish these pirates off. On screen, please, Magia.
Yes, sir.
Captain's log, stardate 3410.5. The USS Agincourt is being sent to assist the USS Roma in a patrol of the Devon, Regent, Alden, and Helvan systems. Captain Trava of the Roma will be in charge of the mission, and I hope we can be out and back quickly. My crew is a bit hesitant about taking orders from another captain.
This is Captain Faya of the Mother's Pride. We are under attack by Venturi pirates. They have already breached our shield. We urgently need assistance. Thank you, Roma. Please hurry. Mother's Pride out. The pirates have set our warp drive on overload and destroyed the controls, our transporters, and our escape pods. We need to be evacuated immediately. Please assist us. Yes, Captain. When can you beam my crew over? I will consult with my cousin. Yes, Captain. He will do that.
Sir, Captain Trava is hailing us with instructions. Sir, Captain Trava reports the Roma has detected a pirate attacking a merchant freighter. Captain Trava is answering the freighter's distress call. Blow hard. Hailing frequencies open, Captain. Sir, the Venturi refuses to respond to our hails, but we are being hailed by the Roma. Captain, we're being hailed by the Venturi. We're being hailed by Captain Trivial on the Roma, sir. Aye, sir. Message from Roma, sir. Sir, the Venturi is hailing us. There is an incoming message from the Mother's Pride. We can't hold the Delton signal, sir. We're being hailed by Roma. It's dead, Robin. Let's get on with it. Captain Roma is hailing us. Yes, sir. Captain Roma is hailing us. Message coming in from the Roma, sir. Sir, we are being hailed by the Roma. Captain Trava is on screen, sir. Captain, the ships are hailing us. They are using Venturi call signs. Or maybe someone waved a magic wand. The Venturi is hailing, Captain.
Captain, Agincourt Chief Engineer Robin Brady here. It might not be necessary to evacuate the Mother's Pride. Have them do a dilithium flush. It should shut down the warp drive completely and keep it from blowing up. If you start the flush, you'll know almost immediately if the procedure is working. It should work.
Sir, I think I know of a way to keep the Mother's Pride from blowing up.
A dilithium flush should be all they need. It's an automated procedure with that kind of freighter, sir. We can evacuate the crew and still do the flush.
It'll work. Yes, sir. The Pride isn't going anywhere in warp for some time, but they can fly her to Devon 2 on impulse without any problem. Yes, sir. Should be no trouble at all. Captain, every dilithium crystal we have has been forced out of alignment. I should have warp ready for you in 10 minutes. In the meantime, we still have impulse power and all other systems are operational. It's still another minute or so until the crystals are realigned, Captain. Captain, I have enough crystals realigned to get us out of here. Yes, sir. Should be no trouble at all. Transporter rooms report all Roma personnel are aboard.
Well done, Robin. David, refusing to aid a Starfleet vessel in trouble is against every reg in the books.
The last of the freighter crew is aboard, Captain. Am I supposed to lock on to the Roma, sir? That's no way to make points with Starfleet. Can do, Captain. I'll bet our problem with the crystals was caused by the technology the Venturi stole from beyond the barrier. Transporter rooms report all Roma personnel are aboard.
I am Captain Shavar of the Venturi cruiser Retribution. You have damaged us badly, Captain. We have no other option but to surrender. Thank you, Captain. We are badly injured. Any help you can provide will be greatly appreciated. Shavar out. Farewell, Federation Captain. Perhaps next time you will not interfere with an honest captain trying to do his best for his people.
Captain, sensors detect one ship firing energy weapons at another between the orbits of Devon 3 and Devon 4. Captain, continuing to attack a surrendering foe is strictly against Starfleet regulations. Captain, we have lost all warp capacity. Impulse engines are at half power. It will take hours to complete repairs. The pirate ship is pulling away, Captain. Captain, it is extremely unlikely that we could tow the Mother's Pride to orbit around the planet before it explodes. You are putting the ship at risk. We have taken some minor damage, sir. All systems are still fully operational. Thank you, Captain. The sensors show that Mr. Brady's procedure has stopped the runaway reaction in the warp core. There are no ships in the vicinity except the Roma, Captain. Captain, we have come out of warp. We are in the Shindar system. Captain, there are 2 ships taking up an intercept course to our position. The Venturi are approaching on attack vectors, Captain. Interesting. They are avoiding the bow of the Roma.
Good morning, Captain. Our route will be simple. First, we will warp to the Alphax system to look for the pirate's base. We will then proceed to the Devan system, the Fraconi system, then over the gap to the Regent system. Finally, we will go on to the Alden and the Halvan systems. Our last stop will be the Shendar system. The Roma's superior sensor suite will look for signs of our Quarre. You will not use your sensors unless commanded to do so. In this way, the pirates may think we have 1 ship instead of 2. Am I understood, Captain? Then let us be off to the Alphax system. Trava out. This is Captain Trava of the Federation ship USS Roma. We are on our way. Captain Forrester, the Roma will warp from here and come out sunward of the pirate and freighter. Take the Agincourt to the other side of the ships. Well done, Captain. The pirates jammed the freighter's plasma vents and left her to overload. We are evacuating her as quickly as we can before coming to assist you. Trava out. Why is that, Mr. Brady? Very good, Mr. Brady. I'll try that. I no longer detect any activity from your position, Captain. What is your situation? You are the captain of a starship, Forrester. You ought to be able to take charge of your own prisoners. We are no longer detecting any activity from your position, Captain. What is the status of your engagement? Excellent, Captain. When I arrive, I will place a security team on board and send it back to Starbase. Trava out. Since you disobeyed my orders, you can evacuate the Mother's Pride crew. I shall pursue the pirate. Trava out. The pirate surrendered. I've sent the ship to Starbase with a security team. I will be rejoining you shortly. I see you have managed to save the Mother's Pride, Captain. Well done. The pirate surrendered. I have some minor damage. It is being looked after while I send the captured ship back to Starbase. I will be rejoining you shortly. Trava out. My apologies for being so late, Captain. Apparently some of our components have some problems at high speeds. Everything is fine. I have an excellent engineering staff. As soon as you are ready, we can continue our patrol. Trava out. Captain Forrester, we have a serious problem with our antimatter containment field. If we do not shut down immediately, we will self-destruct. Stand by, Captain. If our emergency procedures fail, we'll need to evacuate the Roma very quickly. Trava out. It was a near thing, Captain Forrester. My engineers tell me that we can maintain life support, but we are unable to use any other function. Do you have any suggestions on how to proceed? The explosion did not disturb the hull's integrity. We can be towed without difficulty. Given the current capabilities of my ship, Captain Forrester, I think you should command this mission until we get back to Starbase. No, Captain. You will tow the Roma back to Starbase. There's no sense waiting and losing more time to the pirates. Take the Roma under tow and head back for Starbase. I will not let the Venturi have my ship, Captain. Unfortunately, my ability to self-destruct was destroyed along with the nacelles. It is your decision now. Captain, apparently the Venturi do not intend to attack because they think we're helpless. I still have 1 fully charged spread of photon torpedoes left. Get 1 of them in my forward sights and I'll show them just how helpless I am.
Attention, Federation warships. This is the Yosef of the Venturi cruiser. Gift from the stars. Answer our hails, or we will fire upon you. I follow the path of the prelate Alshov. You sensors. There is nothing wrong with the other ship. That a couple of warp nacelles would not fix. We shall take the other ship as toll to allow your ship safe passage. Please transport the crew of the Roma to your ship and leave the damaged ship behind. You will deeply regret this action, Captain. Our two ships will destroy you, and we will still have the Roma as a prize. Goodbye, Captain. You will be very sorry that you did this, Captain.
She says that she is busy at the moment.
What?
Sir, the scenario has stopped. They're asking us to go to debriefing. No response, Captain. I'm receiving a message from Starfleet. We're to return to Starbase immediately.
On screen.
Captain, a Romulan bird of prey is decloaking.
Starfleet, we've received a distress signal from a ship from the future. They claim to have important information on which the fate of humanity depends. Starfleet, we're continuing on our mission to try to save the ship from the future. We request assistance. Starfleet, in order to save the trapped ship, we're going to have to initiate a self-destruct sequence. We request your fastest ship be sent to the neutral zone to pick us up before the Klingons find us. Starfleet, I have decided not to risk our ship. We can save the future ship by self-destructing, but that would leave us vulnerable to capture in the Klingon neutral zone. Your orders, please. Captain's log, stardate 4732.7. We are en route to Epsilon Lyra to investigate an unexplained temporal phenomena. The possibility of Klingon involvement in this is very high. Starfleet suspects the phenomena was caused by the testing of a new Klingon weapon. Starbase 24, this is the USS Columbia. We have completed our mission. Starbase 24, this is the USS Columbia checking in. We're continuing on our mission. Talk to you soon. Well, wait! We can explain our presence here! And you are also in violation of the neutral zone. By your own logic, shouldn't you be destroyed too? We are answering a distress signal from a human and a Klingon vessel that is trapped in the phenomena. We welcome your assistance in this rescue operation. Klingon vessel, the phenomena in the system is a temporal anomaly. A human and a Klingon vessel, two members of a future coalition, are trapped in the anomaly and need our assistance to escape. I reject your surrender. Prepare to die an honorable death. If you will make a formal statement admitting that you were the first ship to violate the neutral zone, we agree. If you tell us what you know about the phenomena, we agree. I really wish we could have avoided this fight. I agree. Could we call for Starfleet to send an unmanned freighter here and detonate that? If we self-destruct here, the Klingons will surely capture us. I can't risk that. Contact Starfleet Command. I want someone sent to this system as quickly as possible to rescue us after we abandon ship. Contact Starfleet Command. I'm not going to destroy an Excelsior-class ship. The future will have to wait for a freighter to save it. Let's do it. Prepare for self-destruct. Identity, David Forrester, Captain, USS Columbia. Destruct sequence, 1. Code 1, 1A. Code 0, 0, 0. Destruct 0. Time, 2 minutes set. Mr. Brady, transport the bridge crew to the shuttles.
Captain, I have an open channel to Starfleet. Hailing frequency open, Captain. I'm reading an extremely faint subspace message from the globe. Sorry, Captain. It's a miracle we even received that transmission. Captain, the time code on that message indicates that it came from the year 2504. But that's 200 years from now. I'm receiving a second message from the globe. The transmission broke up again. I'm receiving another message from the globe. That's all, Captain. No response, Captain. They are returning our hail. Transmission override from the heavy cruiser, Captain. We are being jammed by the Klingon heavy cruiser, sir. Captain Ducret on screen. No response, Captain. Yes, Captain. I have Captain Ducret on channel Alpha 7, Captain. He says he has no authority to disobey Captain Devat without good reason.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Ducret of Clan Targat. You do not belong in this system, Captain Forrester. Your data on the bubbles are interesting, Captain. I will not attack you. But I cannot compromise honor by dealing with you further. We surrender, Captain. We shall die honorably! A pity I could not restrain Devat from crossing the neutral zone. But honor will be satisfied if you let us depart before more misunderstandings occur. Our science section has found an entropic imbalance inside the globe. They say it likely exists in a future space-time. If you want to examine the phenomena, Captain, do so quickly and leave.
You have violated the Klingon neutral zone. You must be destroyed. You will take your explanation to your grave. How dare you question my honor? Do you take me for a fool? Klingons would die rather than receive assistance from the Federation. What deranged fantasy is this? Klingons and humans will never become allies.
Identity, Robin Brady, Second Officer, USS Columbia. Destruct sequence 3, Code 3, Code 1B, 2B, and 3.
Captain, that system's in Klingon space. Crossing the border is an act of war.
Entering Epsilon Lyra system.
We have crossed into Klingon space and committed an act of war. They're not even bothering to cloak. Aye, Captain.
Does anyone know where we can find a Hadron torpedo? Entering Jovian system. Entering Neshrak system. Entering Argra system. Entering the Debron's Mask system. Entering Neshrak system.
There is no record of a Federation vessel called the Renown, or a Klingon ship named the Dekta'a. There is obviously a weakness in the stasis field. If we were to scan more of these temporal globes, we might find a way to free the Renown and the Dekta'a. Captain, I will be able to locate the source of the temporal disruption, but I will need a third reading to triangulate. I have calculated the point of subspace weakness. It is in the Debron's Mask system, in the Klingon neutral zone. The temporal phenomenon has changed. I believe the subspace message that we receive affected its power level. It is not likely that we will receive any further subspace messages from this fissure. This is a temporal fracture. Time within the globe shows an increased entropic signature. Space-time within the globe is older than the space outside the globe. The fracture is encased in an energy field rated at 5.8 terajoules. Contact with that energy field would destroy us. I have also read a faint subspace signal. We should approach the globe and attempt to use our short-range sensors to amplify it. There is an almost immeasurable drop in power reading since our last scan. The Klingon heavy cruiser has been destroyed. The Klingon bird of prey has been destroyed. A Klingon heavy cruiser and a bird of prey are decloaking. I am marking the location of the phenomena on sensors. We will need to get to point-blank range to get an effective reading. The Klingon ships are moving into attack formation. 2 Klingon heavy cruisers on an intercept course. We are near the center of the phenomenon. We might be able to free the trapped ships by discharging a sufficient amount of energy. But we would have to detonate our warp engines to do it. I do not believe we have sufficient time, Captain. And we are in the Klingon neutral zone. The Klingon ship has been destroyed. The subspace fracture is sealed. I'm reading a subspace fracture here. It was most probably caused by multiple space-time distortions in other systems. This is the subspace fracture the future ship mentioned. We might be able to free the trapped ships with a massive energy discharge, but we'd have to detonate our warp engines to do it. This is not an effective place to activate our auto-destruct, Captain. Identity, First Officer Sturrock, USS Columbia. Destruct sequence 2, Code 1, 1A, 2B. I'm reading a subspace fracture here. It was most probably caused by multiple space-time distortions that we detected in other systems. We might be able to free the trapped ships with a massive energy discharge, but we'd have to detonate our warp engines to do it.
Do whatever you can to save the ship short of entering Klingon space. Starfleet out. We have no more ships to spare, Columbia. I'm afraid you're on your own. Starfleet out. We are reassigning the Excelsior to your position. It will arrive in 58 hours. Good luck, Columbia. Starfleet out. Return to base, Columbia. Starfleet out.
This is Commander John Tarkington of the Coalition Starship Renown. We and the Klingon starship Dekta'a have been attacked by a new Magellan weapon. We require immediate assistance. In 12 days, our causal drive will overload and we will be destroyed. Is this message being received? Is there anyone out there to receive it? Mr. Targus, increase power to communications. We must make contact with whatever ship we're sensing. Maybe they can get the data on this new weapon back to the War Council. They have to be alerted that the fleet is on its way. Our science officer has determined that our message is being temporally displaced. We can still use your help. This fracture has created a subspace weakness somewhere in your sector. A massive energy discharge, like a hadron torpedo, at the precise point of subspace weakness will collapse the stasis bubble and break us free. Damage report. Science station, report. Engineering, report. We haven't been able to uncover any other information that you can use. On behalf of the Klingon Federation Coalition, the future thanks you for whatever you've attempted to accomplish.
There's no use for a tractor beam here, Captain.
The Gorn captain is hailing us, Captain. Captain, the freighter reports that all is well.
Captain's log, stardate 4664.5. I am leading a convoy proceeding from Epsilon Lambda to the Andreas system, with 3 stops in between. I hadn't anticipated that so much time would be taken up with just arranging how 5 ships will travel together.
Captain Tobias, we will be leaving just as soon as I can be sure that we're all ready to go.
We might already be on our way if I wasn't constantly being interrupted.
Thank you, Magia. Please put him on screen.
My job here, Captain Hashai, is to keep your ship and the Sydney out of danger, not to toss you into it. That's what a convoy is all about. And what if the pirate is a full-scale warship, Captain? Can the High Roller handle an attack from a Gorn cruiser or Klingon bird of prey?
No more messages, Magia? Well, if this system was good enough for centuries of convoy duty, it should be good enough for us. Line up the Sydney and High Roller with the Atlantis. We'll take up position to the right and behind the convoy.
Captain Schuleman, this convoy has been established so that Starfleet can keep track of our movements. There is no place in the schedule for side trips. I'm sorry, but I must cut this discussion short, Captain Schuleman. We will be leaving as soon as you are fully loaded or in 3 hours regardless. Forrester out. This is Captain David Forrester of the Federation Starship Paris. I believe we've met before, Captain Zashar. Good to hear, Zashar. Are you looking for pirates as well? What was the Dark Sea doing in this system? Do you wish help in searching for the pirate who did this? Happy to have you with us, Captain Zashar. Please take up a station to the rear of the convoy and keep a lookout for possible trouble coming from behind. I'm sorry, Captain Zashar, but my orders do not allow for any additions to the convoy list. Good hunting in your search for pirates. Captain's log, stardate 4664.7. We're now leaving the orbit of Augustus Prime. Interference from the proximity of the star Augustus Gamma makes it necessary that we proceed at impulse power to the outer asteroid belt before engaging warp drive. All ships, both merchant and escort, are in excellent condition. I understand from Captains Hashai and Schuleman that trades went well, although Captain Schuleman has some suggestions.
Captain Schuleman, please! We will be going from the Wolf 5-1 system to the Andreas system. So, you intended to sell the Augustine's glittergams, which would be bordering on spoiled, Captain. This conversation is over. Open a channel, Magia. I'm Captain David Forrester of the Federation Starship Paris. What ship were you in company with, Hodel? And where did this attack take place? Mr. Gorn, how far away is the Leander system? At last, a chance at the pirates. Magia, notify Captain Kirk of the Musashi that he is in charge of the convoy. Mr. Gorn, set a course for the Leander system. I think this contact should be checked out. Magia, please get Captain Kirk of the Musashi. Captain, we have just learned of the presence of a cloaked pirate, perhaps a Klingon, in the Leander system. I want you to leave immediately to find him and stop him. Magia, please send a copy of the Quarre's report to Starfleet and the local Gorn command. Thank you for your information, Captain Hodel. Is there anything else we can do for you? Magia, please send a copy of the Quarre's report to Starfleet and the local Gorn command. Please hail the Quarre's, Magia. Your information is very helpful, Captain Hodel. Is there anything we can do for you? I'll take your request under advisement, Captain. Paris off. Mr. Sturrock, do your sensors show anything strange about the Quarre's? I'm afraid that my orders do not allow me to accept further ships into this convoy. I cannot take responsibility for defending you if the ships under my protection are attacked. We're here to protect all shipping in this area, Captain. We'll be glad to have you join us. Is that common for a Vulcan trader explorer? Magia, raise Hodel and the Quarre's for me. Our sensors show that perhaps you should be part of the escort, not the convoy members. Why is it you have so many weapon bays, Captain? Captain, I'm going to have to ask you to allow us to board you and examine your ship. Of course not, Captain Hodel. Though, of course, my convoy comes first. Let's hope that no such assistance will be necessary for any of us. Thank you, Captain Hodel. I'm sure that won't be necessary. Please take up a station to the aft of the High Roller and prepare to embark for Wolf 5-1 at Warp 3. Thank you, Captain Hodel. A security party will transport to your bridge shortly. Please keep your shields down. No, Captain. We've done our job and protected the convoy. I guess we found our pirate. Captain's log supplemental. Stardate 4664.8. We have arrived in the Wolf 5-1 system without incident and are scanning to determine the current location of the Trebelard mining station, which has no fixed position. With the Quarre gone, the convoy is riding somewhat easier, but I can't help but wonder if there isn't another thread to this Romulan web. Captain's log supplemental. We've arrived in the Wolf 5-1 system without incident and are scanning to determine the current location of the Trebelard mining station, which has no fixed position. There's been no attack on the convoy so far. We will not be splitting up, gentlemen. Battle stations, red alert. I assure you, Zashar, that the Quarre is probably a fake. We are as angry as you are. Captain's log supplemental. We have finally arrived at Starbase 42. The first convoy run is over. Stardate 4664.6. We have arrived in the system of Bachmann's star without incident. The Sydney is beginning to unload her cargo of colonists. The captain of the Dinsmore has claimed a special consideration.
Captain, we have a hail from Captain Tobias of the Sydney. We're being hailed. They are using Gorn call signs. No, sir, the comm lines are completely silent. The ship is hailing us, Captain. It's the Quarre, a trader explorer from Vulcan. Hailing frequencies open, sir. Captain Hodel for you, sir. The security party is transporting to the Quarre now, sir. Captain Hatari of the Atlantis is hailing us, sir. Sir, Captain Hashai is hailing us. Captain, the Swift Talon is hailing us. No ship reports enemy contact, sir. Captain Hashai is hailing us, Captain.
The USS Musashi reports that all is well, Captain. The USS Musashi reports that all is well, Captain. The USS Rutherford reports that all is well, Captain.
The fuel usage would be prohibitive too. They can't survive that. The Quarre just killed those men.
But why has the Quarre stolen our records as a Vulcan freighter?
That kind of close order maneuvering would be very difficult, Captain. Especially during warp and right after leaving warp. A what? Then the Quarre could be our pirate, and the cloaked ship is just a story.
I am Captain Hodel of the Vulcan Free Ranger Quarre. Do I have the honor of addressing the commander of this convoy? Is that the sound of a Vulcan voice I hear, Captain? As I was about to say, I am here to report an attempted piracy that was all too successful against a ship we were in company with. The debris your science officer reports demonstrates how close our two ships were. The other ship's debris was picked up in our warp field. The ship was the Federation merchant ship Henry Hull, Captain Forrester. We were leaving orbit around Leander 4 and preparing to warp to this system when a ship uncloaked and attacked us. It looked to be Klingon. Our destination is Wolf 5-1, Captain. Can we join your convoy? I hope my information was useful, Captain. I understand, Captain Forrester. I trust you will not mind our following you closely to Wolf 5-1. It is because of the pirates, Captain. We have many of these weapons because our armament is out of date and comparatively weak. Please, Captain, if you wish to inspect my ship, I invite you to do so. Certainly, Captain. Of course, Captain. Please beam over whenever you'd like. We have nothing to hide. Congratulations, Captain. You have stopped the dread pirates. I wish you good fortune in the Wolf system. Another ship came out of cloak right in front of the High Roller, Captain. I tried to stop them, but I arrived too late. Commander, I thank you for your friendly guardianship. As we have no need to stop at Starbase 42, we will leave you here. Would you be so good as to observe until we leave? We are about to leave now, Commander. However, before we warp out, we have a small present that we would like to give to your ship as a thank you. May we beam it aboard?
Good to see you, Captain. The High Roller is ready to depart whenever and however you give the word. You're fortunate to have such a lucky ship with you in this endeavor. Might I suggest that the High Roller precedes the other ships? If they are pirates, they might break their cover to attack. I assure you, Captain, that I am quite capable of defending myself. But these systems are far away from Klingon or Romulan territory, Captain, and I'm sure the Gorn government has no interest in our simple enterprises. Captain, given the nature of this system, I think it would be best if we all split up. Whoever finds the station first can alert the others, and we can all gather again there. Nonsense. I have no more idea of its location than you do. Perhaps I will find them first. Perhaps you will. Roll the dice, Shulaman.
take a chance. But Captain, we have been safe so far. The pirates are obviously gone. Captain, we're being attacked by the...
Yes, Captain. What can I do for you? Of course, Captain. I shall leave immediately.
But what is a Klingon ship doing all the way over here, Captain? We're a long way from Klingon space.
About 4 days at Warp 6, sir. Since I doubt the Quarre can go much above Warp 4, the attack probably took place over a week ago. Perhaps she's a Q ship, Captain. A Q ship is a civilian vessel that has been fixed up like a warship. They pretend to be harmless, then attack when their target doesn't expect anything. They're normally used to protect convoys like this one, but sometimes they're used as commerce raiders. From the weapons they're using, they must have been Romulans instead of Vulcans. The Romulans must have read the same books I did. It was a Q ship! The Romulans must have captured it and fixed it up as a Q ship.
Captain, we can't warp to that system yet. We have to warp to each system in order. Captain, we are waiting for the freighters to clear the asteroid belt. Deliveries complete, Captain. Captain, we cannot warp until the freighters make their deliveries.
Captain, a ship has come out of warp near the orbit of Bachmann 5. Ship coming out of warp at the usual transition point, Captain. It's moving at the pace of a warship. Captain, sensors record debris coming from the same point that the Quarre came out of warp. It appears to be battle damage, but the Quarre shows no sign of being damaged. Our information shows that the Henry Hull is a ship that commonly comes to this colony. Leander 4 is one of its other common stops. Captain, Klingon ships do have the range to come this far, particularly if they have a mother ship accompanying them. The same applies to Romulan ships. Sensors show that the Quarre is extremely structurally sound, even for a ship of her class, sir. She has more weapons bays than a standard merchantman, though it is not evident just what weapons are in those bays. Her engines are the equivalent to the Starfleet norm. She could probably attain Warp 7 in emergencies. Captain, the number of weapons bays is somewhat excessive. In general, such ships raise shields and run when confronted by attackers. Then again, the Quarre may have been given more weapons because of the piracy threat. Captain, the Quarre has put up its shields. The security force transport has been disrupted. The Quarre's weapon bays are opening. They are armed with Romulan disruptors and photon torpedoes. My records indicate that the Quarre's last status report was made 2 years ago. That gives plenty of time for the Romulans to have captured her and outfitted her as a Q ship. Captain, a ship coming out of Cloak directly in our path. Captain, my sensors show that the Quarre has just attacked and destroyed the Dinsmore. Captain, sensors show that the Quarre has just attacked the Swift Talon. Sensors record nothing uncloaking in that region, Captain. Then it is logical to assume that the original crew of the Quarre has fallen prey to a Romulan trick. Sensors confirm that only members of the Convoy are still in the system, Captain.
She's getting away, Captain. Permission to pursue.
Welcome, Commodore. Congratulations on making it all the way through.
Captain Forrester, if we go to Wolf 5-1, I can obtain the trading post excess supply of Orion glittergams. Surely a simple switch in order of approach cannot disrupt the convoy unduly? But surely, Captain, there is nothing really compelling us to follow this route so slavishly. Could we not to double back after doing business at Wolf 5-1 so we can bring these poor deprived gas miners the Orion glittergams? Glittergams deteriorate quickly, Captain. By the time the next convoy takes place, the merchants of Wolf 5-1 will have ejected them into space. Well, do you have some secret way of finding the station, Hashai? You're just trying to get your goods to the miners before they see mine.
What's the hold-up, Forrester? While we're sitting here doing nothing, my colonists are getting a bit restive, if you know what I mean. If we're not moving soon, I'm taking matters up with the Trebelod cartel.
This is the shore of the Gorn cruiser, Swift Talon. Am I speaking to the human David Forrester we met in here space? Sectors away from here. You should know Gorn and Federation protection of the mimics has worked well. I have found the Gorn trader Dark Sea amongst the moons of the 5th planet of the star system. There was nothing left but shattered hull metal, dark sea, made several trips to your human system to sell goods. I think they left the system, but I would like to accompany your convoy. It passes close to my own base. Is this the treachery the Gorn may expect from the humans?
Captain's log, stardate 4851.3. Once again, Federation space is threatened by a mysterious enemy. An enemy that has the ability to drain energy directly from a ship's warp drive. Starbase, this is Captain Forrester. We have completed our mission. When the universe is this big, Vanda, it contains some mysteries that man just wasn't meant to solve. Starbase, this is the USS Paris checking in. We're continuing on our mission. Where did it go?
Your communications officer has informed us of your situation. Neutralize the creature without harming it, then transplant it into a suitable system. Starfleet out. Your communications officer has informed us of your situation. Transplant the creature near the abandoned starbase in Theta Lyra. We'll take care of the rest. Starfleet out.
Starfleet wishes us good luck, Captain. Starfleet is hailing us, Captain.
Captain, I can't help wondering how that creature knew enough about all those ships to duplicate them. If it's been around the galaxy long enough to learn those shapes, wouldn't it have been noticed?
I'm picking up a distress signal from the Cation freighter Hazardi. It is being attacked by a Klingon ship. The freighter is not responding. No response, Captain.
Captain, I'm picking up another distress call. A freighter in the Alendon system is being attacked by a Romulan ship. Captain, I'm getting a distress call from a freighter in the Churchill system. It might be the Chimera.
Like something out of mythology, a sort of chimera.
Quarren, I wonder if the Chimera was somebody's pet. Captain, an asteroid has appeared out of nowhere.
I can't track the destination coordinates of the creature.
Freighter destroyed, Captain.
Captain, we can't tractor the creature. Its internal energies are disrupting the particles of the beam. Now entering the Churchill system, Captain. Venturi mediums are attacking a freighter, sir. Captain, the Chimera is warping out of the system.
Ladies and gentlemen, because of the recent events at the Academy, the command staff has found itself buried in an unusual amount of paperwork. Fortunately, Commander Chekhov has graciously consented to take over for me on this mission. By the way, you did well on this Vanguard business. I'm proud of you.
We have destroyed the attacker, Captain. We have destroyed the creature, Captain. The Chimera has lost consciousness, Captain. It is reverting to its true form, Captain. Captain, I can now speculate on what this creature was doing. Its metabolism has an attraction to energy fields generated by dilithium crystals. These fields are like candy to a human palate. The analogy is appropriate, although unusual. I would suggest tractoring the creature to the abandoned starbase station in the Theta Lyra system. Chimera would be away from the shipping lanes, but still have a food source. This would give Starfleet sufficient time to gather a dedicated research team. Captain, the vessel is actually a creature. It's similar to the sun creature we encountered in the Thaxia system. It appears to generate a chameleon field that allows it to take the shape of a ship. I don't know your mythology, Mr. Brady, so I'll take your word for it. It's the Chimera, Captain. Captain, the attacking ship is a Klingon advanced heavy cruiser. It is moving into attack position. The Klingon is cloaking, Captain. The creature is cloaking, Captain. The Gorn is cloaking, Captain. A Federation Excelsior-class cruiser is decloaking. Our duplicate is cloaking, Captain. It's the Chimera, Captain. A Tholian cruiser is decloaking. Its power is drained, Captain. But its backup power is functioning and it will be able to effect repairs safely. The Romulan is cloaking, Captain. The Tholian is cloaking, Captain. The asteroid has disappeared, Captain. A Klingon advanced heavy cruiser is decloaking, Captain. A Romulan bird of prey is decloaking, Captain. The Gorn is decloaking, Captain. A Romulan heavy cruiser is decloaking, Captain. I would suggest tractoring the creature to the abandoned starbase station in the Theta Lyra system. Chimera would be away from the shipping lanes, but still have a food source. This would give Starfleet sufficient time to gather a dedicated research team.
So we're going to have to take candy away from this baby? We've disabled the... whatever that thing is. We really should try to sedate it first. Tractor beams activated. We have the creature. Tractor beams released. The creature is free. Entering Gamma Danubis system. I hate cloaking devices. Not something else that can cloak. Entering Theta Lyra system. Releasing the Chimera. Mission accomplished. Okay, but I don't see the point in tracking the creature again. Captain, why would we want to harm the creature now? This is getting too weird.
Klingon heavy cruiser decloaking.